104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Hey, it's the weekend. You want to try and make a reservation in a restaurant?
Good luck.
Yeah.
There is something that has already been happening because I have been a, quote, victim of this already. And now it's making national news because a whole bunch more restaurants are jumping on board this reservation bandwagon. But what is it?
I like this.
You do?
Because
it kills me.
It might
Eric.
open up to actually get. I won't have to wait 20 minutes. Like, say you go to a place and they don't have they're like, oh, sorry, we have no reservations. But if what you're talking about, what is it exactly?
Well, let's hear this.
Tell us.
You get charged if you make a reservation and you don't, and you cancel it.
Good.
It's not about not
there's a
showing
place
up.
that I go to a lot that has that. Yeah.
And it's not about the no-show. I'm saying, like, you went on, again, my experience is open table, and you're just trying to, like, let's say, we're all going to go to dinner tonight. Oh, let me find a reservation for us. Okay, so I found something at 7:30, but I haven't really talked to all of you guys yet. If you guys think it's a good idea to go have whatever food, like steakhouse food, but let me just grab this because it's there. It's there, and there's 6 of us. Let me just grab it. And so I grab it, and then I get with y'all in the text thread, and then 35 minutes or whatever it is, 2 hours later, somebody's like, oh, can we just go here instead? I go, ooh, that's a good one too. Let me see if they have a reservation, and they do. So if I cancel the other one, well, there's your $35 fee.
But then you screw over someone else.
You really are. I mean, it's selfish. I would absolutely.
Yeah, you're trying to get 5 reservations at 5 different places.
Yeah.
Then you cancel like 30 minutes before.
You're taking money out of that restaurant's
Open Table would be able
pocket.
to control if I made 5 reservations at the same time for 5
I don't
places.
think you
That
can
is
make-
extreme. I wouldn't want that to
But
happen.
you could make one, and then your friend could make one.
Right, or maybe
Yeah.
you're making one for your kids and your grandparents, and they're all under the same name.
I know you get in trouble there if you don't check in and stuff.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this. There
With open
should be a
table.
penalty if
It
you
says-
are taking up somebody's table space that they could be making money, and you just decide, oh, I'm not going to go. You should be charged
How much do you think is fair to charge?
$40. Yeah, because they're going to make a lot more than
In
that.
this
They're
story-
still taking a loss.
In this story, reports say can vary from $50 to $100 to $50 per person that you reserved.
How?
Oh, wow.
Well, it depends
How
on-
pissed would you be at that?
Like,
It
you know,
depends
those
on what the
steak
restaurant
places.
is. Yeah,
6 of y'all and $50
Well, we would be
times
going
6.
there, so I wouldn't.
You're like, we're going to go there.
I mean, if you're talking
I'd be
lupe
picking up
tortilla versus steak 48, yeah, there should be a sliding scale there.
Other industries who already do this, vacation homes. Does Airbnb charge you a fee if you cancel?
Yes,
How
you
much
have
is the
to-
fee?
It really depends. I think they can pick their own, but you have to cancel within the waiting period, or some of them will only give you a
partial refund?
partial refund. It doesn't matter the time if you let them know. Like, say I would book it today and then tomorrow I'd be like, oh crap, we don't want that house, we want a different one. Sometimes they won't refund you anything.
You know, there is something that still sticks in my side from years ago when my husband and I were supposed to go to a friend's wedding in New York, and we had made the reservation at the hotel. And it says, if you cancel, there's like I think it was a $500 fee for canceling. And the day before the wedding, Tassos had like a medical emergency. He had like the flukiest thing happen to him. We had to go to the hospital. And I was like, well, we're definitely not going to get on the plane tomorrow. And so I was like, well, because we told the doctor, we're supposed to go to New York tomorrow for a wedding. He's like, I don't think y'all are going for a wedding. He had this crazy thing happen in his abdomen where he had to have like this minor surgery, and it was totally healthy and fine. I mean, it's not emergency, like scary, but it's just this fluky thing. And we're like, what happened to you? And the hotel was like, well, we're going to need the doctor's report, and we're going to need, it was so many hoops to jump through. I never got my deposit back.
That's how they get you. They know.
There's a lot of hoops to jump through.
I mean, look, there are instances where there's an emergency that comes up, but back to the restaurant thing, I just think it's only fair. I mean, that's money that they're losing.
Problem is, though, then you got to put your credit card down.
Yes.
And
Like,
Eric,
if you call the restaurant and go through them,
It's different.
right?
I have done that many times where I've made a
I don't like giving
reservation.
my credit card over the phone like that.
You
I
don't.
want to do it. No, because
Like
here's
Open
what
Table,
kills
I
me.
feel like it's already in my app.
You
and
think
then
it's
if I'm-
secure in the app?
Well, also,
I
you
don't
don't want them
trust
repeating
people.
it to you,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Eric? If they're like, okay, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Because you say 1, 2, 3.
And the person
And,
listening-
and I always say to the person, if I have to
Yeah.
give them my number, I always say, well, are you like saying it out loud where everybody can hear you? No. I'm like, I just can't. I agree with you, Eric. I'd rather go through the app. Open Table said 28% of Americans admit they have not shown up for a reservation they made within the past year. But if you're just tuning in, we're talking about a new report that says more restaurants could charge non-refundable deposits, possibly up to $100 when you make a reservation. And you would, in some cases, it could be $50 per person that you canceled on. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And my thing is,
That's
in
a
the
little
example
crazy,
I
that
gave
part.
you guys, the thing that makes me
That's a bit
crazy is
much.
if I made the reservation today for next week and then I canceled it 30 minutes before, I get it. Charge me.
That sucks.
You held that table. But I was just trying to hold it right now until we figure out what we're doing.
I feel like 24 hours.
24
It's like
hours
a
is
trainer.
usually-
Like, sometimes you get 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I told my trainer, I'm like, dude, because his people will cancel on him. I'm like, you need to tell everyone, here's the flat rate. So you go 3 times a week. So it's 12 times a month, and then I'm going to bill you each month. That way, if your people miss, you still get paid.
Right.
He doesn't do that because like, the Persian New Year I had 4 Persians cancel on me because the New Year they didn't want to go work out. I'm like, see, if you would have done the way I
That's
said
not
it,
fair.
You get the money
you would have
anyway.
had the money no matter what.
Yeah.
Same thing holds true with hairdressers. Kibi has been cutting my hair for 15 years now. I love her to death, and I can't tell you how many times she's like, God, the person coming after you just canceled. So now I've just lost money. I got to sit
Well, that
here
happens to hairdressers
I got to
for
sit here for an
generations.
hour and that's money I just lost.
And there's nothing
Yeah.
worse than your hairdresser having to get up. Because I have friends who are hairdressers. One of my friends had this lady who was like so adamant, please, 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 I need an 8:45 appointment. I know you don't work that way. I really need it. So they made the effort to get their 8:30, open the salon, and then no show.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's not cool.
no way.
To somebody's point on text, I will say this also about the reservation thing, the charge. This person said, so if you canceled the reservation, wouldn't that just open up the table for the people who are waiting in person without the reservation?
That's what I said,
So
it'd be
they're
kinda-
still getting the money. That's why I was having an issue because
But most people don't go nowadays. It's like,
No.
oh yeah, they do.
No,
Have you ever seen
they're-
Taste of Texas?
well, they say an
Taste of
hour and
Texas
a
is like a
half.
2-hour
They say
wait.
90
You
minute
walk
wait.
up in there,
Yeah.
Takes Texas, you have actually stuff to do. And they give you like popcorn and they give you things.
but you're still starving and you're waiting.
Sometimes they go, oh, go to the bar and go buy a $25 martini or something. It's
Why
like,
not?
What the hell?
Now, here's something that happens from time to time. You talk about Open Door, and I use that app too. But
Open door, open table.
Open Table, yeah.
Open door. is
Open
something else.
Table is what I meant. Open Table. And I'm like, oh, crap, there's no availabilities at all. And then I call the restaurant, and the restaurant actually does have a table. So it's not always correct.
Well, I never know that reservation game, but to that texter's point, that's really what gets me because I have been to restaurants that have waits that are very long and people are waiting who didn't have a reservation. So if one just canceled, boom, you got a table faster than you would have.
What's the longest you would wait in a restaurant? If you showed up,
20 minutes.
and I'm talking no kids in tow, just you and your mate, it's
30.
date night.
If I
Yeah.
go to the bar part
Yeah,
and it's
go to
not
the bar.
like,
Yeah.
like that, what's that Uchi place?
So you do a
You go into
30-minute
Uchi
wait.
and the bar is so small.
But let me tell you what's
I
great
love it,
about
but it's-
dating a dude. At least I think this is what's great. Booster will sit at the bar with me. Like, bro, you want to sit at the bar? Yeah,
And
we
eat.
can do that. And
Well,
eat.
girls do that too,
He
Kev.
will
I've
let
done
me
that with my
eat.
husband.
I just don't see.
I don't like doing that.
I know
'Cause
you
I can't
don't.
look to the
but
left. I don't like looking to the left and talking while we're eat.
I just,
Hey, man, whatever
I
gets you
feel
the
like
food faster.
maybe ladies aren't as keen on sitting at the bar.
Sitting at the bar?
Sitting at the bar.
Sushi
and
bars
eating
are
for the
cool.
bartender.
Sometimes you can get a bar top table around the bar.
Exactly.
And y'all can
Little
eat there.
two top.
I don't mind that. What about the same
That's
booth?
not
You
bad.
and, you and Booster
Side by side booth sitters.
Side sit.
across or next?
We've only done that one time so we could see the TV.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same. Same.
I'll
Otherwise,
be
we-
honest.
Same.
I mean, since you've known me, I have changed radically. I now side sit.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, once in a while.
Or-
I just got
You know,
engaged.
people are looking at you going, oh, that's gross.
What? Because we want to
I see you
Yeah.
be close to each
slobber
other?
all over each other
Yeah.
while you're waiting for
Gross.
your food.
Or
Put your
talk?
hands down below.
You're
trying
probably
to-
going up to the
We're not
bathroom,
doing
doing
anything like that. We're not putting our hands
Bunch
down
of perverts
below.
over there. That's all
I
Yeah.
only side by side sit. To Kevin's point, there's a TV I'm trying to watch, or my husband and I are the same person where we do not like our backs to the crowd.
And
so
here's
you're
why,
so
because
both of us
sun.
were like, so
The
there was
sun.
Yes,
there was
the
a corner
shade.
booth once where we looked at it and they sat us there, and I go, "We're gonna have to do
It's
this."
still
aren't
weird,
we?"
though. You're just
And he
sitting there
goes,
talking.
But here's my
"We're gonna have
problem.
to do this.
I'm
We're next to each other."
freaking deaf. I can't hear very well. And sometimes when you're sitting across from each other, I'm like, what? What?
Well, you definitely can't hear for tongues in your ear.
That's what I'm saying.
When you're sitting side by side booth
We're not
sitters.
sitting there with tongues in
Everyone
our
look
ears.
tonight. Everyone look when you go out to eat. If you see side by side people, look what they're doing. They're probably all playing hands.
Yeah, playing hands. You just want to converse.
Wait,
I can't.
sidebar.
Those are
sometimes,
newbies.
sometimes you're sitting so far apart that you have a hard time hearing each
big
other
are these
in
tables?
a
It's
crowded
not that
restaurant.
How big is this table?
Yeah. And
Well, I
sidebar-
bet at Ryan's house is one of those really
yeah.
long ones, like in Saltburn.
like
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
Wayne in
Bridgerton.
Wayne Manor.
Bridgerton.
You have to have a phone to talk to the other person on the
Yeah.
other side.
Could you pass me
the mutton bust.
Listen, Mr. Gazillionaire real estate guy, my house is 2,000 square feet, okay?
That's his living room.
It's not like some monster
Wait, you got
mansion.
engaged now, so you got to join that
Yeah, now
2,000
you're,
square
now
feet.
you're moving on
something else.
up.
Now I'm moving into a house that I can fit 5 of my houses in.
Damn.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Cribs.
I'm kidding.
Cribs.
No, that's why he sits on the same
If he does
side.
those mansion drone tours on Instagram, it'll be
Do you
where
have
Ryan's moving up.
the story about flirting in different countries?
Yes.
Because I know we have
What
time
flirting
now.
is to Americans is not really received well in other countries. So you might be accused
How
of
to
assault.
flirt if you're in Spain.
And this is why, Kevin, we have a weakness for the
Spanish boy.
yes, because it's exactly how you sound.
Seriously, I'm in between Roula and Kevin. These two are in love with Latin boys.
Yeah.
The doctor that was in here yesterday.
Formerly
wow.
was.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm married now.
Well,
Right.
you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
It's okay to read the menu as long as you're not ordering.
or touching the menu.
Or the menu's touching
keep
you.
your paws to yourself.
Continue
Okay, we'll
this
talk about
conversation.
flirtation.
Let's continue this live on what,
Oh, yeah.
Instagram? On Instagram. We'll go
All right.
live right
We're
now.
going to go live on the Roula and Ryan show, of course, but we will also be on KRB's Instagram live for the next conversation, which could get a little steamy
You'll hear us right now. Instagram Live, turn it on right
Okay.
now.
on the Roula and Ryan show.
4.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan show. So the way people flirt around the world.
So what does it mean that Americans are too direct? Well, I can
We're
imagine
unfiltered.
when people drop you pictures you don't want. You're like, what the heck is this? But that's not what
I
they're
think
talking
that
about.
one's universal, probably.
Is it? Gosh.
A man
I
is a
hope
man.
So, but
I don't
are we
care
just
if you're in
conditioned for that?
Barcelona to
Are you
think
talking
so?
about like when they airdrop?
just
Just
when
in
guys
general.
send those photos of their junk.
Apparently,
yeah.
people think that's the
Gross.
way you
I
just,
just don't-
reach out and meet someone now is, hey, look, a picture of a big fat slob I am.
I don't think it's just Americans. I could be wrong. Text, did that happen to you and you lived in another country?
Yes, 37530. If you have lived in another country or perhaps you're from another
Maybe
country
Canada,
and you're
Roula.
newer to America.
Yeah,
so
the too
polite.
nice. The too nice is too cold.
Yeah.
Too cold.
You don't want to be taking that.
Can't get your best
Need some heat.
Best foot
measurements.
forward. Yeah.
Okay, so United States, how do we flirt compared to others? This cultural expert says Americans are noted for being more to the point, and people in the UK aren't. So they're Anglophones. Anglophones?
What's that
I know
mean?
I know xenophobes, but what's an Anglophone? Oh, they're fellow Anglophones. Fellow white people?
What does that mean? Anglophones.
Anybody
Like
look that
phone?
up? How come I don't know Anglophone?
I know Anglophile.
No, I know. I don't know. Y'all look it up and tell me. But that's what the quote was. Americans are noted for being more to the point than their fellow Anglophones in the UK, if you compare UK versus America.
English speaking. That's what
yeah.
that means.
Anglophones.
Just
Yeah,
an
that's what that is.
English-speaking
Yeah, okay, got it.
person.
Also, this person notes that asking about somebody's career is a traditional American icebreaker, but Brits are like sarcastic about that. I think that's just.
What do you
that's
do
not
for a
what they talk
I think
living?
it's too personal.
I don't know. Isn't that weird? And then we're pretty direct on like, yeah, we ask questions like that. Although my experience as a single girl going to Greece for the summer times when I was in my 20s, I was having coffee with friends and then her friends came and this one guy and I started talking and he was super direct on me. Like he was like, you guys work way too hard and blah, 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 blah. And y'all work so many crazy hours. How much money do you make? How much money do you make? And then at the time I was answering phones here and I still answering phones part-time here was making more than his full-time job. And he was like at least 7 years older than me. He was like 29, I think. And I was like, well, that's why we work so hard.
Do you think that
Because
we
we make so much money.
Do you think
Just having problems?
Yeah.
You think we
So you have a
ask
problem.
about our jobs because so many of us, work defines us. A lot of people, their job defines them.
Well, I do know
Probably.
that the perception that the rest of the world has is that we work ourselves to death. But we have to, don't we? Most people are listening. They're struggling, trying to pay all their bills. They take on another job, and just the hours.
Most people here want houses. They want cars. They want toys. They want to spend so much money on Amazon.
Well, the problem is most people live beyond their means.
Yeah.
I think they do that everywhere, though, because I know that there's.
I think here worse.
In France, how do they flirt in France? Well, the French have turned flirting into high art. Lingering eye contact. Why do I have to say it like that? Lingering eye contact. Why am I saying lingering
So
eye
they
contact?
stare at you.
Suggestive body language and compliments, but not just compliments. The quote is buttery compliments about
Buttery
your
compliments.
intelligence or irresistible je ne sais quoi. Leave it to the land of romance to elevate the humble chat up line to poetic levels with romantic gestures like handwritten notes and intimate invitations.
Their language just sounds so sexy.
If somebody picked a body part to go bump to you two, Roula and Sam, like, is it your eyes, nose, lips, butt?
I hope they really notice
would it
my
be?
elbow. Like, I'm like, wow, that's so
That is
well.
a very
Lotioned? It's
stunning elbow.
Your knuckles are outstanding.
Oh, man.
Is there something the guy could
They
say?
look so
like,
soft.
Like, Sam, your smile. Like, they say your smile.
Smile or
Really, your
hair.
eyes.
Hair always catches you because people are like, it's like, you have beautiful hair. Oh, thanks.
I think.
Wait, don't touch it though.
And then the guy goes,
Yeah.
may I touch it?
Smell it.
Smell it.
In Canada, the art of the flirt is low key compared to many parts of the world. Canadians have a reputation for being polite and respectful, and this carries over into romantic pursuits. Overly sexual comments are crass, and it is low impact flirting, but it runs deep. They seek life partners, not conquests. It's a subtle dance with communication and values driving the attraction.
I think that I keep going back to America, and I think it's because we're so impatient. We're an ADD nation. We want everything like right now. Don't want to wait. Swipe this way if you want to do this.
Don't they have those apps in all countries?
Yeah, I watch those game shows in all the
assume.
other countries. They're doing the same crap.
Yeah.
So
You're
Spain,
into 30.
how do the Spanish flirt? We're talking about
Tell us,
flirting
Kev.
around
this
the
is-
world.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're just
Kevin,
tuning
this
in.
is your
He's going
forte.
to take notes so we can go there.
How this been? I've been to Barcelona. I know.
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Direct eye contact and plenty of touching. That's how people in Spain flirt.
But also, in some Latin countries, they go, "Kss, kss."
Oh my God, they do that in Greece too.
Okay.
Oh my
and then,
God, stop.
that
and I
mean?
was like, wait,
What the hell is
What's
that?
happening?
What is that?
What was that? But then you look back, and then they giving you those eyes.
They make
like,
the noise, Ryan, so it catches your chin. You're like, what is that noise? And you look at their direction, and they're like,
Hello.
Did you know
Didn't
that
we
whistle?
just get
Catcalled.
catcalled yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before?
I think there's a homeless man on the second floor of the garage, and he catcalled me and Sam.
Yes.
100%. I had to call Sam in her
100%.
car.
I wish I was there for that.
100%.
We got in our cars.
What happened?
And I called
It was
Sam.
yesterday because you
It
were
was
like,
yesterday.
because you're like, he saw your legs. I was like, ew.
Sam was wearing a dress yesterday, and it was showing her legs. And usually we're like an athleisure, and we are walking to our cars.
Yeah.
And I thought I
It
heard
was
this
raining.
noise. We get in the car, and I call her from the parking spots over. I go, is there a man on the second floor of that garage looking at us? She goes, yes. We definitely just got catcalled. We definitely just got catcalled. And I go,
Yes.
well, I'm not sure if he's homeless or not because from the flash I saw, his shirt looked pretty clean, but he definitely didn't look like he belonged there.
What'd he
Like,
say?
why is he just hanging out up there? He was making those noises.
He was, doing like little like weird
Did he
noises.
whistle?
And then
No,
I
no.
looked at
He
him
goes,
and I
"Yeah."
just like shook my head no.
Sure he wasn't trying to spit?
You shook your head, actually?
Yes.
Oh, I kept head down and got in the car.
No, I made eye contact and shook my head no and got in the car.
You gave him no.
No, I'm good.
Not
Thank
you,
you.
No,
Bruh.
Not today.
That's not how it goes, bro.
Not today.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like a, hold on. Let's get the sound effects down so I can tell you how it really sounded. It was like, yeah, hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Was it even like a?
It was like a grunt kind of something, fake word.
very generous
like,
lover.
hey, there's noise up here.
So
Look at
weird.
me.
What
Yeah.
time was this?
It was right
About
after the
to
show,
say-
As soon
right?
as we
We're
got out of the
leaving.
show.
It was like a
Yeah.
monsoon.
I mean, after the meetings. So it's like
It's
12.
like 12 o'clock.
And we walked together
12
to
o'clock.
our cars, and for the first time in a while, Sam and I parked not too far from each other, and we both, he's like, yeah. And I was like, what the hell is that?
He wasn't on his phone?
No! He was directly looking at us, leaning
That's
over
so
the second
weird.
parking garage rail.
Yes, because when I shook
was
my
like
head
this.
no, he was like,
And we're like, what the hell is that?
it's
Who
a
is
hard,
that?
it's a hard no.
Did he look homeless or did he just look like
That's what I said.
his
Was he
white
homeless?
Sweatshirt was pretty
Clean.
fresh. Like,
And I even said
He
to
had a
Sam.
fresh-looking
He
sweatshirt.
did, because I even said to Sam, is he a homeless guy? Because
Yeah.
his sweatshirt looks pretty white. Like, it's not dirty.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
should have stopped
so-
him and said, yeah, what do you want?
No, we do not
Listen-
engage.
No.
We are
Yeah.
women.
And he's like,
we do
hey,
not
I forgot my
engage.
key card. Can you have the key?
No.
Like these guys that do
No,
that,
no.
do they ever think that the woman's going to say, oh my God, you are so seductive.
Hell yeah.
I must go
I know.
home with you.
And Kevin,
I
the
don't
reason
know.
we cannot engage is because a man makes the stupidest of
no.
noises to get us to engage. And we are so irritated that I will not engage because even a negative reaction is a reaction.
Yeah, a reaction.
And that's what they want. No.
Or-
it's
He
not
just
going to get
talk-
you some sex, dude.
Eric, I didn't want to talk to this gentleman.
But if he just talks to you or you say, look at him, glance at him, he thinks you're flirting.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
She
I shook
wants
my
me.
head no.
That's why you even looked up. You're probably
But I
shocked.
didn't even look up. I act like he didn't exist.
Well, because I was like, what the hell is this noise? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
There's that cat that walks around. That cat's around here.
There have been people known to be living in stairwells
I wonder if the
here
guy
for months
listens.
at a time.
It'd be hilarious if he's listening right now.
No.
Is this the same jerk that did you guys? Hey, be careful when you're driving out the back. Somebody broke a bunch of glass and they did it in a line right across.
Well, they live.
Yeah.
They live there. I think
do.
they
and now
live
my tires popped.
amongst the former Chase Bank drive up.
There's a couple
Because
of them.
the other day,
somebody's living in the old bank teller building.
well, in front of the door.
Don't you see
Squatters.
their blanket?
And the
Yeah.
other day, to keep warm, they set a fire here, and I drove in, and
Nuh-uh.
the sign and the grass is all on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Kevin, how'd you not tell us this when you got to work?
It was spring
Wait,
break.
because
I think
y'all
we
were
talked
on
about it on spring
spring
break.
break. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Monday?
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that Monday, and I just drove up to a fire.
Very nice of Kev
And then
to
he
put
told
it out
security,
himself.
and the security's like, "Oh, they got to fill out this paperwork." You're like,
Like, oh man,
I'm
again.
surprised you didn't break out the marshmallow and make a s'more.
I know. You know what? I should have jumped out and because I have a fire extinguisher in my truck, but I forgot. I didn't want to mess up my shoes, y'all. I had cute shoes on. I want to stomp that out.
Stomp
Oh my
that
God.
out.
It was just a tiny fire. It wasn't major.
I love that.
Major. Victoria
like
Beckham.
this.
Major.
Right? What is going on? Oh my God, a fire.
I mean, that is major. Okay, well, in the theme of this, there is something happening in your job right now that leads you to maybe having a date with a coworker for the weekend. Hold on there, Hotfoot. Maybe you don't really want that date with your coworker, and we'll tell you why next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
4.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
You know, we were just talking about how people around the world flirt in different countries and the approach they take. And it, it leads you, obviously you flirt because you're attracted to someone and you want to go out on a date with them and maybe have a relationship with them and maybe build a life with them, right? I mean, ultimately that's why people are on dating apps. They want to meet somebody and
Companionship.
get social and find a companion and all that stuff. And the number one place a lot of people say they met, oh, we were working together at this thing, or I was
Yeah.
at a work function and I met this person, and because somebody just texted, well, I married my boss, or we met at work and all this. And I think that's a great place to start out because your baseline, the icebreaker, is that y'all have the commonality of your job.
That's how I met my first wife. We worked together.
Well, apparently, you've heard of beer goggles. You got those office goggles on. Have
Really?
you
What-
heard of office goggles?
No.
I've heard of.
Office goggles.
Well, I've heard of Office Hot, like Pam in the office.
Yeah. Would she
Yes.
be hot in everyday life, or is she just the hottest one in the office?
It's when you fall for someone at the office, even though you would never look twice if you passed them on the street. Because you're always around them. And to exactly what Ryan said, look at how, if you watch the evolution of the characters on The Office, Jim had that really silly looking hair until they cleaned him up and made him all cutesy. And then Sam's hair, I'm looking at Sam. Pam.
I was like,
Pam.
well, my hair
Pam.
is a little messy right now. So I get
Pam's
it.
hair when she was the receptionist, it's kind of like fried looking, and then they kind of soften her up and get some product in her hair and like they pretty her up, right? So, but Pam and Jim have an office romance because look at the other choices in the office.
Yeah, you want to date Kevin?
Yeah,
That guy, Kevin.
He's not gonna date Phyllis.
What do you mean? But you know what? I think it's more than just appearance, though. Think about it. You work side by side, close proximity. You share stories, anecdotes. You talk about your lives together. You get to know each other.
Well, even if you don't get to know each other, Ryan, there are a lot of companies that have big floors and lots of employees, and they don't know each other. My very best friend met her husband because she walked across the floor, like they worked in finance, and he was like on the second floor with a window glass looking down at a meeting, and he saw her walk across. He didn't even know what department she was in. They never crossed paths, but he saw her walk across
Did
the
he go,
floor. You need to go.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He did not go.
You guys?
No, but he was like, who's that girl? And so he found out where does she work and whatever. And of course, they've been married now for all this time. But it says the only real theory you have is that you just see the person so much, it changes your perception of how hot they are. So you're wearing office goggles.
That's
wearing
funny.
office goggles. Would you think this person's hot if they walked by you in a store?
Yeah.
I've only once in my life had that happen where somebody walked by me and I turned around and I wanted to follow them because they were so
in
attractive.
the grocery store?
No, I was at U of H.
Okay.
I was in the Cullen building and I went to go pay my tuition for the semester. And you had to actually go, I don't know how they do it now because I haven't been to U of H in so long, but I had to physically go to the finance office with a check to give them money for my tuition for the semester.
Now probably just online.
Just an app.
Yeah. And I walked through it's called the Cullen building, right, Kev? It's the Cullen building where the
Yep.
financial office is at U of H.
Yes.
And this guy,
yeah, that one.
I'm like, what?
That one.
23?
He's like, I don't like that one.
And this
old
guy
one.
walks by me, and he was so smoking hot. I just turned around and followed him like a psycho. Because I wanted to say hi to him.
I do that at the gym every day.
That's how Kevin gets his laps around.
Yeah.
Get my cardio in. I just followed
doing every body part.
Actually, 2 times I've chickened
another
out.
guy.
Yeah,
Never
I've
done
chickened
that.
out twice of like approaching someone that just stopped me in my tracks attractive because I was like, gosh, I just go talk to this person, and I just didn't do it because I was like, this guy is way too out of my league. He's probably got
Out of
some,
everybody
like,
on the show,
15
I am
honeys.
not surprised by the story.
But I didn't say anything to him.
But I could picture you saying something.
I know.
Out
Isn't
of
it
everybody,
shocking?
By the opposite. If it's a celebrity, she'll say something. But if it's
A
like
really
that, maybe
attractive
she gets
guy?
quiet.
No, an everyday person, I would definitely say something now. But at the time, this guy was so attractive, Sam. I was like, I'm not, you're not even looking like put up, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I was in the middle of U of H just trying to go pay my tuition. I was not. I don't know if I had my hair straightened. So when I turned around, when he passed me and I turned around, I was like, oh my god, this guy's so hot. Am I going to talk to this guy? Should I tap him on the shoulder? Like, what am I going to do? I'm thinking all these things in my head
is
before
wild.
Did he notice you?
Before he
That is wild.
before he walks too far ahead of me and then he leaves. I was
Yeah.
like, make a decision, Roula, make a decision. And then I just didn't.
Do you ever have say you go to a restaurant, like at the Cafe Express over on River Oaks area? over
Okay.
there. And I was sitting there looking around. I was like, I wonder if I ever saw these people before in my life. You know, there's this 7 million people here. Mm-hmm. Every day you go to Walmart or somewhere and you've never seen these people before. This person's a total stranger. I'm like, I wonder if I was in a situation and these people, that guy over there, him and I hung out together once.
Yeah.
At a Rockets game,
yeah.
didn't even know. Like, I always think about how many people are out here. It's crazy. How many people we see every day that you don't know their story. Everyone has a story.
Well, on the morbid level, because you go morbid sometimes about you start thinking about death and stuff. Every day when we leave here, for a long time, there was a different security guard at the desk. And the afternoon security guard's not the same as the morning security
Right.
guard. And I'm thinking, I've thought of this before. Because we always joke like, well, we don't know if tomorrow's not promised and we get hit by a bus today. When I walk out of this building, there's a security guard at the desk. Now, right now, I'm friendly with that person. I know her name. But for a long time, I didn't know the person's name because it always changed. And I would always just say, have a great day.
Chief.
Yeah.
And the person would just kind of nod. And what if I'd gotten
Point your
hit at
fingers
the
up.
light and it was over, lights
Hey,
out?
you.
The last thing I said was, have a great day to somebody's name I don't know and that doesn't know me. And like, oh, I saw her leave. She told me, have a great day. I don't know, who was that? You know what I mean? That's what I think. Like the last thing I did was say, have a great day to somebody. I don't even know him and he doesn't know me, but that was my routine every day. Have a great day.
And then
I
our
don't know
mind
your
wanders
name.
and does weird things like that.
I'm telling you, the morbid. You go down that morbid lane.
But the morbid one is when someone dies that you love, and you swear you see them like 6 months later.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
did.
Like
Oh,
my
yeah.
mom, I'm always like, was that my mom? I know she's dead, but but
Whoa.
you just start in your mind start thinking. I think it's movies.
You think
Oh,
so?
I mean,
We watch
it's
movies.
also,
We always think of like paranormal.
it's also clothing too. Like it was probably just a few months after my father had passed away. My dad wore the standard old man outfit. You know, he had like his short Dockers and a button-down shirt with topsiders. That's how he dressed. And I saw a guy his same size and build, same exact clothes.
You're like,
And I was like, oh, Dad, no.
that's
you know,
weird.
I think it's just maybe the look.
I'm distracted by you saying that's the old man uniform. I didn't know that was the old man
Well, it
uniform.
was for him.
Oh, that's
Like
just
his look.
His look.
Yeah.
It's
That,
okay.
that was his look.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going
Like-
down in H-Town.
I can't imagine Rula's dad in a T-shirt.
No.
Like,
I
you know-
never saw my dad in anything but
No.
button downs.
Yeah.
My dad always wore button downs every day. His work shirt was a button down in the kitchen, and then his regular clothes were button downs. My dad did not wear like a
Or
golf
jeans.
shirt.
Like
My
No,
dad
but
doesn't
no.
own jeans.
No
Yeah.
jeans.
He
No.
won't wear jeans.
My dad did not own
No?
even like
No.
tennis shoes. My dad never wore
Oh,
tennis
he
shoes.
wears tennis shoes, but
He
he, will
always wore
not
dress
wear
shoes.
jeans.
what's he wear?
Khakis.
Khaki.
Pleated.
Okay.
That's his
Sometimes.
jeans. That's his jeans.
That's
But it's
his
weird. Wear
dad
jeans.
uniform.
But
but
some
if he-
dads, what are they going to
If
wear?
your dad wore jeans and some New Balance shoes, then he'd really be a dad.
That's what my dad wears.
Yeah.
Jeans and New Balance.
Oh yeah. White people love
tucked
New
in,
Balance.
tuck in the shirt with the
Oh
belt.
yeah. Yeah. You
Oh,
gotta
you gotta
tuck in
yeah.
the t-shirt.
And,
Oh yeah, I
and
saw a guy do that yesterday.
Long sleeve
the
t-shirt.
belt is a little high up too.
Especially if they have a belly. I'm like, why?
It
why
goes
you,
higher as you age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Why
I
are you
don't
tucking
know
that
why.
in?
Feels good.
Let your belly don't.
Let it breathe.
When you're watching television, don't you pull it up above your belly button a little bit? Like, oh, yeah.
That is trouble for guys. It's like, do you keep it low? Do you
This
keep it
is
over?
You have the
See,
belly
I
hang
just wear
over.
high-waisted pants. and
I've
all
been
that.
wearing maternity pants since I had kids, man. Y'all don't even know how high this waist is under my boobs.
Yeah.
Real quick, the Astros are about ready to start using facial recognition technology for the first time. Monday's game, it's an exhibition against the Sugarland Space Cowboys at Minute Maid Park. This is something that only 4 teams in the Major League Baseball are doing right now. So basically, you get the MLB ballpark app. You got to be 18 or older. And that way you don't have to show a ticket, phone, anything. You just walk through that special line. It's the go-ahead entry lane. You just walk in.
Wonder how that works the first time.
Yeah.
Man, it's like the movie Minority Report. We're here.
Well, they did that years ago at Super Bowl. Remember, they had that cameras. They could tell everybody going in there. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they know everything.
Security.
Yep.
Coming up next Friday, free-for-all time, y'all. It's Friday. Yay, Special K. What you got?
All right, so Roula had asked me, do you have that song that's in Narcos, Rodrigo Amarante Tuyo? I got a remix
No,
of it.
it's not in the Narco show.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, is it the Narcos theme at the beginning?
No,
Love
it's
that
Narco.
song.
It's my kid's walk-up song. We talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
That one. That's why I sent you the artist.
He pulled the wrong song.
Yes! I can't wait.
I love the song you picked, though.
I can't wait.
I sent you the text of the artist.
Eric, don't you think that's a great song?
I texted you and I said, you want the theme song from Narcos.
I wrote.
Look
Yeah,
at
that's a
read
great
the
song.
text.
Right.
Read my text
Let me read
message
this
to
text.
you.
Let's see this
Read the
text.
text message that I sent last
Rula,
night.
you want the Narcos theme song Latin House remix? Is that what you were saying? I said, yes, it's called, I said, yes, Narcos Blaster Jacks. I didn't see you say theme song. I said, yes.
Actually, I like the Narcos theme
Narcos
song.
is
I
the
love the
name of the
Narcos
song.
theme song.
Now when I hear
Blaster
that.
Jacks
Yeah.
is the artist.
I thought you meant Blaster Jacks. Like, yeah, we're gonna Blaster Jacks
oh my
that
God,
out.
Kevin, what is in store for us on the Friday Free For All? I can't wait to find out.
Narcos theme song
TV
remix.
theme songs
cool.
remixed on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Oh my God.